This week on Discover Oklahoma, we're taking a Reba Road trip as she opens her new place in Atoka with her favorite foods and yours. We'll take a look around her old stomping grounds, the lakes and foothills of the Ouachitas. We'll learn the history of where Reba calls home and take a river trip just down the road from Reba Land. Come with us to Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, I'm Dino Lalli. Joining me this week as co-host is Oklahoma Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell. Welcome.
Well, thanks. Great to be here again, and especially to talk about Oklahoma's music heritage.
We're going to take a Reba Road trip sponsored by Best Western of Oklahoma. We'll actually be talking to Reba herself, and we're going to take you to her new restaurant in Atoka.
But first, we're starting right here at the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame in Muskogee.
Well, we are a museum, and we have live shows every Thursday night. It's $5 to come in to see a show, and it's always high energy, a lot of fun. It's family friendly. We have some Merle Haggard stuff. We have a hat signed by him and a guitar he gave us when he was inducted. We have a guitar from the lead guitarist from Journey. He signed that for us when he was inducted here, and that was the one he played in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. We have some stuff from our newly inducted Turnpike Troubadours. They signed a guitar for us. We have some guitar picks, some drum heads, all kinds of cool stuff. We actually have a Grammy, a real deal Grammy. If anybody ever wants to see one of those in person, it's a pretty cool thing. It's different for everybody, really. It just kind of depends on who you are, what kind of music you like, because we have everything. We have rock, we have country, we have pop, you know, anything. It just kind of depends who you are, really. That is all of our inductees. Everyone that has ever been inducted has a plaque downstairs with a bio about their life and where they're from and what they do, you know, that kind of thing. We have one for every artist that we've ever inducted. We have Merle. He's usually hanging out over here, and people love to come take pictures with him. He loves it. He comes alive when everyone leaves.
By the way, if you come for a concert, pop and popcorn are both just $1, and all concerts are family friendly. Find their website at travelok.com/okmusichall. Legendary performing artist Reba McEntire was born about an hour and a half from here, straight down State Highway 69 in Atoka County.
And she's joined with the Choctaw Nation and the city of Atoka recently in a revitalization project that includes a new restaurant called Reba's Place.
And during the grand opening, she talked to us about that project. Then she took to the new restaurant stage to sing her greatest hits. Videographer Brian Boone and I were there.
So it's good to come back home.
Reba has carried home with her throughout her impressive 40-year career in music, television, film, and theater. Born and raised in southeastern Oklahoma, she has remained the same humble, funny, and gifted lady who is now excited, as we were covering this press conference, for this new adventure called Reba's Place.
This has been a dream come true. It took several villages to make it happen.
But when she was first approached by the city of Atoka about opening a restaurant, well, her answer was typical Reba.
I'm a professional restaurant goer, and the best thing I can make is a reservation. So I know nothing about it except I know what's good and what's bad. And so when the community joined together like they did, and the city council came to me and asked me to do this, when I saw their passion for it, it was really neat to be talked into it, and I'm so glad they did.
Some of the food and the tableware were chosen by Reba. She told us, though, about a recent customer visit to the restaurant and how excited Reba was to see tourists visiting the area for the first time.
I think she said Missouri. We're from Missouri. We wanted to celebrate at Reba's Place. So I know it's between Tulsa and Dallas on Highway 6975, but there are so many people who are saying, no, we traveled here specifically. So it's not only getting the traffic to come right up Main Street to Reba's Place, it's people who are making it a destination that we're really proud of.
And as proud as she is of this restaurant and store, she's created a special room in memory of her mother, who loved books. Reba explained the family had talked about creating a library in her mother's honor, but things just never worked out. This time it did. This room is affectionately called the library.
Tell you, God's got the cutest ways of making things work out. And so on the third floor, there's most of Mama's books. And I was looking at them, and I knew what room that book was in because I boxed them all up. And it's really a special room. And when you walk up there and see it, I hope you feel what I felt. Mom was up there just kind of going, "Sit down, let's have a seat, grab you a book."
While covering the grand opening, I did run into a good friend who is now dating Reba, Rex Lynn. He told me he's so very happy for Reba.
She's thought about having one of these places for a long, long time, and for her to be able to do it in her home country is great.
It is a good place to eat. It's fun. The atmosphere, it's just got a good vibe about it.
I agree, a vibe as warm as Reba McEntire herself.
We can't wait to show you inside the restaurant itself.
And taste the food. That's very important, and we'll do that next.
We'll also show you another couple of Atoka County destinations to check out, including one of our state's best trophy fishing lakes.
And we'll finish up our Reba Road trip sponsored by Best Western of Oklahoma with the Southeastern Oklahoma River Adventure. We'll be right back.
Discover Oklahoma is produced by the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department, along with TravelOK.com, the Oklahoma Travel and Outdoor Guides, and Oklahoma Today magazine. To advertise your business or destination, go to TravelOK.com/advertise.
Oklahoma Today's March-April issue is dedicated to all things outdoors. Take a tour of the gorgeous new lodges at Robbers Cave and Beavers Bend State Parks, and everything you need to know to level up your running game. We've got tips on how to be a good outdoor traveler, whether hunting, hiking, or camping, plus guides to some of the animals and plants you'll meet along the way. Subscribe today for only $14.95. Oklahoma Today magazine. Break through the ordinary.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. Joining me this week is Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell.
We're here at the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame in Muskogee, but we're headed south on Highway 69 towards Atoka.
Native Oklahoman and music legend Reba McEntire has teamed up with the city of Atoka and the Choctaw Nation to help revitalize the Oklahoma community where she grew up.
She's built a brand new restaurant and event center called Reba's Place. Tina McGarry and videographer Brian Boone give us the tour.
We want people to come in and have a rip-roaring good time. That's what we want.
You might have guessed by her distinct accent and signature red hair, Garrett Smith is family. The oldest niece of the country superstar says Reba's Place is a total Reba experience.
You're going to see a lot of stuff that is really Reba focused. So you're looking at costumes, you're looking at stage wear, you're looking at outfits that she wore in Annie Get Your Gun, as well as her very first stage outfit.
I love Reba. I've loved her ever since she started singing, and it's been really great for Atoka.
People will come in and not only will they experience and get a little feel of Reba and kind of her, because she designed and okayed every aspect of this. So she was very hands-on, literally from the plates and the dishware all the way to what went on the wall to the artwork and everything.
And the biggest thing here at Reba's Place is to tell a story, is to start with where she's from and have foods that represent what she grew up with, what her family likes to eat, what her neighbors and friends liked to eat, and then let the menu follow the path of her music and her career and have representations from all of the stops along the way.
The menu features tasty appetizers, mouth-watering entrees, and delicious desserts. A lot of Southern influence, comfort food to healthier options. Everything here is fresh, made from scratch, and much of the menu is sourced from right here in the area.
We have great burgers that are ground fresh for us daily from Choctaw beef. All of our beef comes from the Choctaw ranches. So they're raised within 150 miles of Atoka and then processed in Colgate, just a few miles away from here, custom for us.
Oh my goodness, take a look at the Cherry Coke barbecue burger. This baby is stacked with goodness. Take a look, it comes with shoestring onion jalapeno with brown sugar candied bacon. Heaven.
It was very good. I had the filet, it was delicious. The potatoes, the banana pudding was delicious. It's just fun, it's a great place.
Oh, it was great. I had the chicken fried steak and the smashed potatoes, and it was wonderful. I finished the whole thing.
I had to see Reba's Place. I've listened to Reba since I was a little girl with my grandma, and so I was excited to come.
Guests can relax and unwind at the bar, which features a variety of Oklahoma craft beers, plus Oklahoma vodka, bourbon, and moonshine. Guests can also browse the gift shop for all sorts of merch, boots and hats, as well as made in Oklahoma items. Reba's touch is noticeable throughout, down to the tiniest details, and there's pieces of her heart everywhere. This rope wall is a subtle tribute to her family and her roots. Guests rave about the food, the atmosphere, and the experience. They say the Queen of Country has once again given us a hit. At Reba's Place in Atoka, I'm Tina McGarry for Discover Oklahoma.
You can plan your trip to Reba's new restaurant in Atoka by first heading to travelok.com/Reba's Place.
There's a lot more to do in Atoka County along our Reba Road trip, which means we're going to need to stay a night or two.
So why not spend it with our official hotel partner, Best Western Hotels of Oklahoma? There are 40 locally owned and operated locations in the state, including Atoka.
Our Reba Road trip included a stay in the Best Western Atoka Inn and Suites, one of Oklahoma's 40 locally owned and operated Best Western hotels. The Atoka Inn offers newly renovated rooms, including King Suites, free full breakfast, a great exercise facility for both cardio and weightlifting, lots of chic design touches, and easy access to everything in the area, from Reba's Place to the Atoka Museum in downtown Atoka to nearby lakes and wildlife areas. So plan to stay at the Best Western Atoka Inn and Suites. Book your rooms at bestwesternoklahoma.com. And when you get there, tell them Discover Oklahoma sent you.
Coming up as we continue our Reba Road trip, we're going to tell you about one of Oklahoma's best trophy fishing lakes.
And it's just a short drive away from Reba's Place. That's coming up. Plus, our reporter Augustus Cook leaped at the chance of taking a trip down one of Oklahoma's coolest rivers.
And we'll visit another Atoka destination you'll want to check out. That's coming up.
The free Oklahoma Outdoor Guide is your North Star, lighting your way to jaw-dropping beauty and heart-pumping adventure. Order or download yours today at travelok.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. I'm joined this week by Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell from the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame in Muskogee, which, by the way, is a great place to catch a concert.
Yeah, but right now, let's talk about a great place to catch a trophy fish. Let's continue our road trip with a stop at one of our state's top trophy fishing lakes.
Hi, I'm Shelley Zumwalt, the Executive Director of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department. We have the perfect stop for your Reba road trip.
A quiet getaway at one of our state's most scenic but lesser-known recreation areas. McGee Creek State Park, snuggled in the foothills of the Ouachita Mountains. The park's reservoir is one of Oklahoma's top trophy fishing lakes, offering an abundance of both large and smallmouth bass, as well as channel cat and crappie. The park and adjacent wildlife management area offer thousands of acres of woodlands for all your outdoor adventures. Bring a tent or an RV, or stay in one of our rustic huts that all have a back porch overlooking the lake. Check it out at travelok.com/McGee Creek.
Thanks, Shelley. And if you love Oklahoma fishing, well, then you got to get one of these, our Oklahoma Fishing Trail Guide. Just go to travelok.com and click on brochures at the top left of the page. Enter your address and the Oklahoma Department of Tourism will send you one, free of charge.
And while you are in Atoka, there is another place worth a visit.
You can learn about the fascinating history of the area at the Atoka Museum and Civil War Cemetery. Tina McGarry and Brian Boone took a tour while they were in the neighborhood.
Step into the Atoka Museum and Civil War Cemetery and go back in time. Thousands of artifacts and memorabilia tell the story of life in small-town southeastern Oklahoma.
We like to tell people we pretty much cover all of history. We have local dinosaur bones in the front, and back here in the back we have an exhibit on local famous people, Lane Frost and Reba McEntire.
Vignettes capture a snapshot of years past. Visitors get a glimpse of what life in Oklahoma used to look like.
Our kitchen exhibit is very popular. It's kind of Depression-era kitchen. A lot of people who come in, they remember that kitchen. They'll say, oh, my grandma had a kitchen just like that. So that's popular. We have a church exhibit. Our First Baptist Church here in Atoka is the oldest Baptist church in continuous service in the state of Oklahoma.
Actually, when we was younger, I went to Harmony Public School, and we used to come here as a group to go around the museum to look at everything and all the, how do you see the old stuff compared to the new stuff now.
One of the biggest things that I saw today just really opened my eye with working at a bank. Seeing the Confederate money over here at the museum, it was just kind of eye-opening to see how throughout the country and everything, the money differs in so many ways.
We have an old permanent wave machine where women were hooked up to metal rollers and hooked into electricity that heated up those metal rollers, and it's kind of scary looking.
Some of our younger viewers may not know what this piece is. It's about 100-year-old record player. Let's see how it sounds. We've come a long way.
Sparkle, bling, and the Queen of Country's famous red hair. The McIntyre family display is a hit with Reba fans. It features unique and one-of-a-kind memorabilia.
Actually, it's the entire McIntyre family because everybody in the family is famous in their own right.
In the 1980s, a cowboy with a friendly smile and world-class talent put Atoka in the national spotlight. Lane Frost became one of the most famous and well-loved professional cowboys and a world champion bull rider.
Our Lane Frost exhibit, we do have the original straw hat that he was wearing in Cheyenne when he lost his life in the arena.
A salute to our military gives guests a look at old uniforms and gear, mementos from heroes who helped shape the America we know today.
The cemetery on our grounds has been there since the Civil War. We had an encampment of soldiers that camped out here, and a measles epidemic swept through the regiment.
The museum is open weekdays. The staff is friendly, knowledgeable, and would love to show you around or let you explore on your own. From the Atoka Museum and Civil War Cemetery, I'm Tina McGarry for Discover Oklahoma.
Be sure and give yourself time to look around inside and outside when you come. You can plan your visit at travelok.com/Atoka Museum. Up next, from lake to river, we're going kayaking down the Mountain Fork.
And we'll be right back.
Inside the Oklahoma Travel Guide, inspiration grows and history glows. Adventures are epic, immersive, and larger than life, like Oklahoma. Order or download your free guide at travelok.com.
Welcome back. We are coming to you from the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame in Muskogee.
You can plan your trip at travelok.com/OKMusicHall to learn more. It's a great place to go to learn more about Oklahoma's musical heritage.
You can find it all online at travelok.com/music trail. There are lists of noteworthy Oklahoma music venues and artists with bios, backgrounds, and interesting Oklahoma destinations to visit. You can play your music trail adventure by ear or follow the suggested itineraries without ever leaving home. You can while away an afternoon answering trivia questions sorted by artist, venue, and genre. It's all at travelok.com/music trail.
Our next adventure takes us to one of the hottest tourism areas in the entire state of Oklahoma, Broken Bow. And we love seeing all the out-of-state car tags in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. Augustus Cook and videographer Chris Cook paddled down the cold, clear Mountain Fork River from Wild Goose canoe and kayak.
When my producer told me they wanted my next story to be over kayaking, I was thrilled. I love my sport.
What? Broken Bow?
It was then clarified that I was going to be doing a different type of kayaking in Broken Bow, 3 hours away. So we headed down to Broken Bow to meet up with my old Boy Scout Troop 78, and we got started. Whereas the paddling I'm used to is all high-speed, stressful, down-to-the-wire racing, the paddling in Broken Bow was a lot more cruising, fishing.
So there's first catch of the day, little baby trout.
Relaxing and having fun. A very welcome break. Not to mention how beautiful the water is. All of that combined is enough to bring people from even out of state to come here and float.
We travel this river every year, 4 or 5 times a year, because it's fantastic.
Sweet.
Yeah, we love it. It's for the price, the entertainment and the peace and beauty is unimaginable.
The water here is super clear and the temperature is perfect, and you can see fish and turtles. And
yeah.
The clarity of the water was one of the first things I noticed. Fishing on this river kind of felt like cheating because I could pretty much see the fish before I cast.
All right, we have another fish here. A little perch, I think. It's gonna be smarter to go to the right, but it's gonna be more fun to go to the left, so I'm going to the left.
The upper 2 to 3 miles of the paddle is mostly rapid, so the water is faster moving with lots of paths you can take to get through. It's super engaging, and there's even a pretty significant waterfall to go over.
All right, let's get down this waterfall.
The back half of the paddle is a lot more laid back, with plenty of time to fish, float, and take in the beautiful scenery.
It's not a typical Oklahoma river. It comes out of the bottom of Broken Bow Lake about 50 feet down. The water's extremely cold. They keep it down around 65 to 70 degrees. They stock German brown and rainbow trout in it.
It's so clear you can stand in your waist, up to your waist in water and see your feet.
When the scouts and I finished our 8-mile paddle, we returned straight to our campsite at Wild Goose Canoe, where Troop 78 returns yearly to come enjoy the water.
We keep coming back because, one, it's a beautiful spot in Oklahoma. It's much different biodiversity than what we have around Oklahoma City. There's the bald cypress in the river. It's really pretty. The river's nice. It's clean. It's more family friendly.
Wild Goose Canoe actually allows Boy Scout troops and church groups to camp directly on the property. But whether you're looking for an overnight camp with a paddling excursion or you just want to experience the natural beauty of southeast Oklahoma, Wild Goose Canoe and the Mountain Fork River would be a great trip for anyone. I'm Augustus Cook for Discover Oklahoma.
A reminder that Wild Goose Canoe and Kayak limits overnight campers to scout troops and church groups. You can find them at travelok.com/wildgoosecanoe.
Dino, thanks again for having me this week. It's been a blast.
Well, thanks for being here, and thanks to the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame for hosting us this week. You can also check them out at travelok.com/okmusichall.
We want to thank Merle Haggard for joining us this week. And as always, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.